and tunneling. When navigating through different networks of the Internet, proxy servers and HTTP tunnels are facilitating access to content on the World Wide Web. A proxy can be on the user's local computer or anywhere between the user's computer and a destination server on the Internet. This page outlines some basics about proxies and introduces a few configuration options. There are two types of proxies: forward proxies or tunnel or gateway, and reverse proxies, used to control and protect access to a server for load balancing, authentication, decryption, or caching. Forward proxies. A forward proxy or gateway or just proxy provides proxy service to a client or group of clients. There are likely hundreds of thousands of open forward proxies on the Internet. They store and forward Internet services, like the DNS or web pages, to reduce and control the bandwidth used by the group. Forward proxies can also be anonymous and allow users to hide their IP address while browsing the web or using other Internet services. For example, Tor routes Internet traffic through multiple proxies for anonymity. Reverse proxies. As the name implies, a reverse proxy does the opposite of what a forward proxy does. A forward proxy acts on behalf of clients or requesting hosts. Forward proxies can hide the identities of clients, whereas reverse proxies can hide the identities of the servers. Reverse proxies have several use cases. A few are load balancing, distribute the load to several web servers. Cache static content. Offload the web servers by caching static content like pictures. Compression. Compress and optimize the content to speed up load time. Forwarding client information through proxies. Proxies can make requests appear as if they originated from the proxy's server IP address. This can be useful if a proxy is used to provide client anonymity. But in other cases, information from the origin request is lost. The IP address of the origin's client is often used for debugging, statistics, or generating location-dependent content. A common way to disclose this information is by using the following HTTP headers. The standardized header, forwarded, contains information from the client-facing side of proxy servers that is altered or lost when a proxy is involved in the path of the request, or the de facto standard versions. Identifies the originating IP address of a client connecting to a web server through an HTTP proxy or a load balancer. X-forwarded host identifies the original host requested that a client used to connect to your proxy or load balancer. X-forwarded protocol identifies the protocol that a client used to connect to your proxy or load balancer to provide information about the proxy itself, not about the client connecting to it. The via header can be used. Via edited by proxies, both forward and reverse proxies, and can appear in the request headers and the response headers. HTTP tunneling. Tunneling transmits private network data and protocol information through public network by encapsulating the data. HTTP tunneling is using a protocol of a higher level to transport a lower level protocol. The HTTP protocol specifies a request method called connect. It starts two-way communications with the requested resource and can be used to open a tunnel. This is how a client behind an HTTP proxy can access websites using TLS. Note, however, that not all proxy servers support the connect method, or limited to port 443 only. See also the HTTP tunnel article on Wikipedia. Proxy auto configuration. A proxy auto configuration file is a JavaScript file is a JavaScript function that determines whether web browser's requests go directly to the destination or are forwarded to a web proxy server. The JavaScript function contained in the PAC file defines the function. The autoconfig file should be saved to a file with a .pac file name extension, proxy.pac, and the MIME type set to application XNS proxy autoconfig. The file consists of a function called find proxy for URL. The example below will work in an environment where the internal DNS server is set up so that it can only visit internal host names. And the goal is to use a proxy only for the hosts that aren't resolvable.